afternoon, everybody, and welcome to my update on video. I apologize for not having done these more often, and I'm now holding Shakira accountable to make sure I do one of these once a month. Just some updates from where we are at Motors Aftermarket Parts. You probably saw the full year results, which are really good for not only Motors Aftermarket Parts, but for Motors as a whole. We had a really good year ending in June this year. So thank you all for your hard work in helping us achieve those milestones in both aftermarket parts and Motors as a whole. There's a bit of concern about our strategy in terms of the acquisitions that we're doing. Our strategy has not changed since 2015, where we embarked on a three-phase acquisition strategy. One was to look at the supply side of that business, and you'll recall we did some acquisitions in China, improving our supply chain, both in ARCO in Taiwan and MTS in Shanghai. We would like to do more, but because of COVID, we've been unable to travel to China, so these acquisitions have been put on the back burner. Also looked at forward integrating into more retail space, and Graham and his team are actively opening new stores across the country as we speak, and that was part of our retail forward integration strategy. And then in order to get extra volume in terms of improving our negotiations with suppliers, specifically in China, we embarked on a market expansion strategy, and that started with FAI in the UK last year in October. And again, you would have seen in the press, we made another acquisition also in the UK this October. These acquisitions are ready to enhance our global footprint, to improve our buying power, and to allow us to be more profitable throughout the supply chain. This applies to not only the businesses we've acquired, but also to improve our profitability within the South African market. There are also lots of rumors that we're relocating to the UK. This is not true. We are proudly South African business, and we will have our roots always in South Africa despite our global expansion program. So we are definitely staying local. Another question I've heard is that how has the acquisitions been funded? For those who listened to Osman's presentation at the annual results, you'll see that the business is very cash flush, and the analysts and investors penalize us for having what they call a lazy balance sheet. So in order to improve that, we have geared the business a bit more, and this is the total business. So the funding is not coming from aftermarket parts, it's coming from the Motors global business, and there is some debt as well as equity in play, and this is funding the growth of all these acquisitions. So it's not just the cash generated by the aftermarket parts. But talking about cash generation, I must talk about where we are in the first quarter of this year. We've had a very slow start to this year. The market conditions are really tough. I fully understand that. We set budgets up, and we're tracking behind those budgets. And if you listen to Carl's 101 accounting, you can only fix the bottom line in one of three ways: is to improve your top line, which is improve sales, increase your revenue, or you can improve your margin, which means you improve your purchasing power, which is what we're doing through our acquisitions in the East, or you can reduce your costs. And we are going to focus on all three of those in the coming months to make sure we don't overexpend ourselves, to make sure we maximize our margin and try and generate volume through sales. I know the economy is challenging. We see it as not improving for the next 6 to 12 months, but we will make sure that we do everything in our power to make sure that our business is profitable and sustainable, not only in the short, medium, but also in the long term. So I hope this has given you a quick update on where we are. The one other issue is our regional distribution centers. There's concern about, as we move these, what happens to all the pickers and packers in the warehouse. We intend to retain every single one of the people in the warehouses, and through increased volume, we hope to employ more. So I would not be too stressed about that in terms of where we are headed. I hope this has given you a great update on where we are, and I will endeavor to do this once a month to make sure you're always in the picture with where we are at Motors Aftermarket Parts. Have a great day, and thank you for your continued support.